And now to Syria, where U.S. forces carried out a pre-dawn raid targeting a member of the Islamic State, or ISIS. The mission took place in Idlib province and marks the latest American operation against remnants of the extremist network. Now, according to U.S. officials and Syrian security forces, the raid began around 2 a.m. local time in the town of Atme in northwestern Syria. U.S. helicopters and drones provided air cover while ground troops executed the actual assault.
It started last night after 2 a.m. We were asleep on the balcony. We went inside. We couldn't sleep. There was a shooting and loud noises. We didn't know what was happening, and it was dark. I couldn't see anything from the balcony.
Syrian forces cordoned off the neighborhood, but American soldiers led the raid. Now, according to reports, the target tried to escape but was killed. The man was reportedly an Iraqi national married to a French woman. Now, what happened to his wife remains unclear. Syrian state media later identified him as someone named Ali, one of the most dangerous men wanted for mobilizing ISIS sleeper cells in Syria. The Pentagon has not yet issued a formal statement, but a U.S. official reportedly confirmed the raid was aimed at a suspected high-value ISIS member. One resident also said that U.S. armed forces remained on rooftops of nearby homes for nearly 2 hours. He also heard someone speaking Arabic with what he described as an Iraqi accent.
They went up to our neighbor's roof here and our neighbor's roof there. Of course, those who came to me here, they all speak English. They didn't speak anything else, just English. But on the roof of Assad's house there, the man was speaking, and his accent was apparently Iraqi.
Now, ISIS, also known as ISIL, once controlled territory half the size of the United Kingdom, stretching across Iraq and Syria, with Raqqa as its capital. The group became infamous for mass killings, the enslavement of Yazidi women, and the beheading of foreign hostages. Though it lost its territory and governance structure by 2019, its fighters, however, remain active in the region and abroad. It's the second known U.S. raid in northern Syria since longtime ruler Bashar al-Assad was ousted last December. And the new government, led by President Ahmed al-Shara, has pledged to prevent any resurgence of ISIS and is cooperating with the U.S.-led coalition. Wednesday's raid is not an isolated incident, however. In fact, in July, the Pentagon said its forces killed a senior ISIS leader along with two of his adult sons during a raid in the Aleppo province. Idlib province, where this latest raid occurred, has long been a hiding spot for senior ISIS leaders. In fact, U.S. Special Forces killed 2 members of there, one in 2022 and another in 2019. ISIS continues to carry out deadly attacks. In fact, this year in May, the group ambushed Syrian government forces. And in June, a gunman stormed a church in Damascus, killing at least 25 people before detonating a suicide bomb. The Interior Ministry blamed ISIS for the massacre. Analysts say that while ISIS no longer holds territory, it remains a threat. Its networks continue to launch sporadic but deadly operations across Syria, Iraq, Africa, and Afghanistan. So while ISIS has lost its so-called caliphate years ago, latest U.S. raid in Idlib is a reminder that the group's leaders are still being hunted and its fighters remain a danger in Syria and beyond.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
Yon todo do idioma.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.